Picture this. You're a professional football player with millions of fans hanging on every play. Your heart's racing and everything feels perfect until out of nowhere you crash into another player. The jolt knocks the wind out of you and for a moment everything goes fuzzy. You just had a concussion. It might seem like a familiar story to sports fans, but the reality is concussions aren't just a temporary setback. They're a serious health threat that could follow someone around for years. Concussions don't just affect athletes. They touch everyone who might face head injuries. Kids in contact sports, drivers in car crashes, soldiers in combat. Understanding the long-term effects of concussions and measures being taken by the medical community is something that truly matters to us all. We live in a world where head injuries happen more often than we think, and their impact can be truly devastating. Over the last few years, I've suffered various concussions. Although they have not been serious enough to leave any major impact, it is still an overly concerning situation I want to study more about and spread awareness on this matter. Today I'm going to walk you through the lasting effects of concussions, discover what we were learning about their impact on the brain, and discuss how medical experts are working diligently to prevent, treat, and help recover from these injuries. First up, let's look at the immediate effects of concussions and their impact on the brain function. A concussion hits when a forceful blow or jolt to the head jolts the brain inside the skull. This sudden movement can stretch, bruise, or even tear the brain, damaging the delicate cells in our brain tissue. When brain cells are harmed, it can disrupt how the brain functions, leading to issues like headaches, nausea, dizziness, and confusion. The immediate effects can range from mild to severe. Some bounce back quickly, while others struggle with symptoms for years or even months. After a concussion, the brain's chemical processes can go haywire. Research indicates that the injury can cause an imbalance in neurotransmitters, those little messengers that carry signals between nerve cells. This imbalance adds to the cognitive and emotional challenges people feel after concussion. For instance, a person might feel foggy, unable to think clearly or make decisions as they normally do. After concussion, one of the biggest dangers is second impact syndrome. If someone takes another hit to the head before they fully heal from a previous concussion, it can lead to fast, severe brain swelling, which can be life-threatening. That's why doctors and sports organizations stress the importance of not letting someone back into the game until they're fully healed. Now that we've talked about the immediate effects of concussion, let's shift gears and talk about the long-term effects that can linger even when someone seems to have bounced back. One major concern from repeated concussions is the chance of developing chronic traumatic encephalopathy, a progressive brain disease tied to repeated head injuries. CTE has shown up in athletes, soldiers, and others who have taken multiple hits to the head. According to the Mayo Clinic, a nonprofit organization committed to clinical practice and research, symptoms of CTE can include memory loss, confusion, mood swings, depression, and even thoughts of suicide. While CTE can only be definitely diagnosed after death, its effects are absolutely debilitating. Recent research has discovered CTE in a troubling number of former professional athletes, raising alarms about the long-term risk of head injuries. Besides physical symptoms, those dealing with long-term concussions often face mental challenges. This includes higher rates of anxiety, depression, and irritability linked to neurological damage from the concussion. Studies have clearly shown a connection between repeated concussions and an increased risk of mental health disorders, especially in athletes who have suffered numerous head injuries. Having talked about the serious long-term effects of concussions, let's now explore how medical professionals are tackling these challenges. Many organizations are stepping up to prevent concussions, especially in youth sports. Coaches, athletes, and parents are being taught to recognize the signs of concussions, ways to prevent them, and the importance of using protective gear. New protocols for concussion management have been rolled out in schools and sports leagues to make sure players don't return they are completely healed. Modern medical advancements are helping doctors diagnose concussions with greater accuracy. For example, tools like the MRI and sophisticated brain imaging techniques are being used to observe brain function in real time, giving us more insight into the injury. Concussion rehab has come a long way. Specialized clinics such as MedStar Health, a non-profit regional healthcare organization, now offer various treatments including physical therapy, neurophysiological assessments, and cognitive rehabilitation to help individuals recover more thoroughly from concussions. In some instances, doctors might recommend therapies like vision therapy to tackle specific concussion symptoms. Now that we've covered the impacts of concussions and how medical professionals are working to address them, let's wrap up with a quick summary. First, we looked at the immediate effects of concussion, including disruptions in brain functions and the dangers of second impact syndrome. Next, we discussed the long-term consequences of CTE and cognitive decline that can arise over time. Finally, we touched on how medical professionals are working to manage the issue through education, improved diagnostic methods, and better treatment options. Concussions aren't just a short-term obstacle, they're serious injuries that can dramatically affect lives. It's essential that we continue to raise awareness, improve prevention strategies, and invest in better treatment options to safeguard our future. Thank you.